Only 2 more weeks left of the 2025 college football season. It's week 13, and we've got the 10 best games of the weekend that we're going to make predictions on. Welcome in, Winning Cures Everything. It's a college football podcast. I'm your host, Gary Seegers, at GaryWCE on all the different socials. Most active on X. You guys ought to know this by now. We got 10 games that we're going to be discussing today, and I called them the 10 best games. It's kind of hit or miss this weekend. This is not exactly the most filled weekend that we've had, but, you know, there's still some important games. Some games that if the higher-rated team or the favorite loses, could certainly affect the playoff race. So there are big things at stake this weekend, just not as many big games, big-name teams as usual. Next week, everybody's on display. Everybody's going to be involved. So we got a lot to discuss. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, like the video, jump in the comments with your picks, and check out buymeacoffee.com/winningcures. But for now, let's get to the games. Game number 1, 11 a.m. Central Time, God's time zone on ABC. Missouri visits Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner with a massive, massive win last week in Tuscaloosa. Missouri, of course, got off the mat after not looking so good against Texas A&M. And they put 49 on Mississippi State last week. So the offense got rolling. Things are looking pretty good for the Tigers there. They're now 7-3 overall. Right now, Oklahoma, an 8.5 to 9.5 point favorite, depending on which book. Total of 42.5 on this one. And let's jump into the stats here. Oklahoma, I would have a projected stats favorite of a little less than 7 points. Power rating has Oklahoma by 8.2. The last 4 weeks, though, only has Oklahoma by 3.72. Oklahoma has won the last 2 games, but their yards per play difference has been way back, right? Tennessee moved the ball at will on them, but turned the ball over. Alabama moved the ball at will on them, turned the ball over. Oklahoma, special teams-wise, number 18 in special teams efficiency. Missouri is number 113, so that could certainly go in Oklahoma's favor again. But Oklahoma, with their punt returns, Tate Sandell is just an absolute weapon. He hits from anywhere on the field. It's really remarkable how accurate he is. Looking at overall numbers, Oklahoma number 29 in PPA margin. Missouri is number 12 in PPA margin. That Missouri defense is pretty good, number 11 in success rate allowed. Oklahoma is number 2 in defensive success rate allowed. Missouri on offense, number 20 in offensive success rate. Now, I don't know that they're going to be quite that with Zollers, the new freshman quarterback, in, especially against this Oklahoma defense. Oklahoma's offense, number 57 in offensive success rate. They're number 87 in PPA per drive. Interesting game. Very, very interesting game. Both of these teams, number 88 in turnover margin, which is interesting considering they're plus in the last 2 games. But, you know, Missouri number 24 in penalties per game. Oklahoma is number 99 in penalties per game, so not out there exactly. Oklahoma is number 1 in offensive red zone conversion percentage. But they're number 100 in red zone appearances per game. They're number 19 in touchdown rate. But them being number 1 just goes ahead and shows you that they are really, really good at hitting field goals whenever they get in range. Oklahoma 1-3-1 against the spread at home this year. They are minus 3.5 margin there. Missouri 1-1 against the spread on the road. They are plus 0.5 points. So they play a little bit better than expected on the road. 5 factors ranked, just overall efficiency and whatnot. Oklahoma is number 1 in the country. Missouri is number 17. So these are 2 top 20 teams that are going at it. And yet Oklahoma is almost a double-digit favorite. It's a weird schedule spot, too, for Oklahoma. Missouri has Arkansas next week. Oklahoma has LSU next week. But Oklahoma coming off of 2 straight road games in Knoxville, in Tuscaloosa. Missouri got walloped by Texas A&M after a bye week, and then last week absolutely put a beating on Mississippi State. Got some confidence back heading into this game in Norman. So let's look at when Oklahoma has the ball. They are number 62 in points per scoring opportunity. Missouri's defense is number 95. So Missouri not great at defending drives, like keeping you out of the end zone. But Oklahoma, number 58 in scoring opportunities per game. That's getting a first down inside the opponent 40. Missouri is number 27 in scoring opportunities allowed per game. So only 4.56 drives per game do they allow the opponent to get a first down inside their 40-yard line. Missouri is good against the pass. They are good against the run. And Oklahoma is mediocre at best at both of them. They're not great passing it. Running the ball, okay, especially with John Mateer. They might be able to do some things there. But, not great for Oklahoma's offense. But the defense can create. That is certainly a big thing. They are number 14 in PPA allowed per pass. They are number 8 in PPA allowed per rush. What can Missouri do offensively to move the football on them? That's going to be the question, because Oklahoma is number 1 in rushing success rate allowed. Missouri is number 10. And Missouri runs the ball almost 56% of the time. So will they continue to do this? Will they, we'll see. But that defensive line for Oklahoma is for real. First half point margin, Oklahoma number 16, Missouri number 45. Second half point margin, Oklahoma number 26, Missouri number 22. Both of these teams are 5-4 against the spread right now. I think this might be too many points. I think that the number is inflated because of the fact that Missouri has a freshman quarterback, and obviously freshman quarterback first start on the road, that's certainly not good. But the scheduling spot is weird for Oklahoma, as they've got LSU next week, and then they just came off of Tennessee and Alabama on the road. How emotionally up for this game are they? It's a good question, I think. I think Missouri's defense comes to play here. I think 9.5, just a touch too much. If this thing gets to 10, I will certainly play back the other way. But this is not Texas A&M that we're talking about. Oklahoma is good, but they got outgained by Alabama basically 2-1. And if the turnovers don't go their direction, if they don't get a punt return, if they don't hit every field goal, they don't win that game. The margin is slim for them. And you're not talking about a huge talent gap here. Oklahoma number 13 in overall talent rank, Missouri number 19. I'm going to take the Tigers here. Give me Missouri plus 9.5 to keep this around a touchdown or so. Game number 2, 11 a.m. Central Time on ESPN2. Louisville heads to SMU. SMU favored by 3 to 3.5, depending on the book. At home, total of 52.5 to 53.5. And what an interesting spot. Louisville loses to Cal. Then they lose at home to Clemson last week. And now they go on the road, where they appear to be more comfortable. They are 3-0 against the spread on the road, plus 6.2. SMU got the big home win against Miami, but they are 2-3 against the spread at home, minus 2.6. So they do not play as well at home for whatever reason. Louisville, on the other hand, way better on the road. Don't know how that happens, but we'll take it. We'll see. All right. When SMU is on, well, let's look at PPA margin and whatnot. People haven't really paid attention to SMU. They're 7-3 straight up this year, same as Louisville. Only one loss in the ACC so far. Very interesting. But, yeah, one loss in the ACC. Number 15 in PPA margin. The defense is stealing the show. They are fantastic against the run. Number 3 in PPA allowed per rush. Number 10 in yards allowed per rush. They are number 20 in rushing success allowed. Number 15 in rushing explosiveness. They got a good defensive line. They are really good against the run. You can throw the ball on them. I don't know that I trust Louisville to be able to throw the ball on anybody right now. They're number 115 in PPA per pass. Louisville likes to run it more. I don't know that they're going to be able to do that against SMU. But we'll see. We will see. So the numbers, power rating has SMU minus 3.5. The projected stat spread has SMU minus 5.5. The last 4 weeks would have SMU minus 10.5. Louisville has not looked very good. at all in the past few weeks. SMU, again, number 15 PPA margin. Louisville is number 33. Both of these teams, the defense is better than the offense. SMU, not very good at running the football. The strength of Louisville's defense is against the pass. SMU is number 75 in interceptions thrown per pass attempt. Louisville is number 17 in interceptions gained per pass attempt defended. That's going to be something to pay attention to. Louisville better in special teams efficiency. SMU is number 95. The Cardinals are number 64. Both of these teams inside the top 35 in overall talent rank. Turnover margin, SMU is number 5, but they are number 96 in giveaways per game. They're number 1 in takeaways per game. Louisville is number 96 in giveaways per game as well, but they are number 21 in takeaways per game. So how many turnovers do we actually get in a game like this? We've seen some of these games where both teams end up with 3 or 4 turnovers, and it just becomes a battle of wills at that point. 5 factors rank. Louisville is actually better, number 39. SMU is number 50. Y'all can't see that on the screen. There we go. First half point margin, SMU significantly better. Second half, Louisville is significantly better. So it could be a tale of two halves with these two teams. Looking at who can finish drives, SMU on offense, number 83 in points per scoring opportunity. Louisville is number 35. On the other side, Louisville number 81 in points per scoring opportunity. SMU's defense is number 4. Who do I trust more in a situation like this? Even though Louisville is 3-0 against the spread on the road, and SMU is 2-3, this is a massive, massive spot for Rhett Lashley and company. I think this is a good spot for SMU. They haven't had to really focus on a team in a while. This is one that they're going to be focused on, especially at home. You win this one, SMU can easily get to the ACC championship game again. I'm going to roll with SMU here. Give me the Mustangs -3. That's the best number we can do right now.
Are you looking to catch your favorite team or concert live? Ticket Smarter makes buying tickets safe and simple. And with our promo code, you save big. Use WCE10 for $10 off an order of $100 or more, or WCE20 for $20 off $300 or more. Grab your tickets now at Ticket Smarter.
If you like these comparison spreadsheets, of course, you ought to know by now. Go to buymeacoffee.com/winningcures. $5 a month, $50 for the year. Get you all of these for every game or every FBS versus FBS game every single week. Every single week. And I know the season is winding down, but we still got bowl games, we got playoff games, we got conference championship games, etc. I'm going to put them all in your mailbox for you to check out. So go ahead and check that. There's also the matchup comparison tool. You can get my official plays, all that good stuff. BettingCFB.com or buymeacoffee.com/winningcures. The game of the weekend, the game of the day on Saturday, USC travels to Eugene, Oregon to take on the Ducks. And this one, 2:30 p.m. Central Time on CBS. Good gracious. Oregon favored by 8.5 to 9.5, depending on the book. Total of 59.5 to 60.5, depending on the book there as well. Good gracious. I don't know why my database started doing this. USC minus -8.5, which really should just be Oregon minus 8.5. So I got to play around with that a little bit. But either way, my stats projected spread has Oregon by 11.34. The power rating has Oregon by 8 last 4 weeks, but only have Oregon by less than 1 point. Oregon has not looked fantastic in the past few weeks. I will say that. And yet, I mean, this is still a fantastic football team. Number 3 in net points per play. Net points per drive. They are number 7 in offensive success rate, number 17 in defensive success rate. They are fantastic against the pass, which is really what USC is best at. Like, you can say, well, they're number 9 in PPA per rush and number 10 in yards per rush. They're number 5 in PPA per pass, number 6 in yards per pass attempt. But this team, I believe, is more suited to throw the football. Now, Jaden Maeva has not exactly looked killer in the past few weeks, basically ever since the Notre Dame game, but they keep finding ways to get it done. So it is what it is, right? Oregon, kind of the same thing. They certainly certainly took Minnesota behind the woodshed last week. You're looking at number 1 in net explosiveness in Oregon, number 12 in USC. And that number, I think, surprised some people when it first came out, where Oregon is nearly favored by double digits. This is a massive game for USC as well. But Oregon being at home, I mean, that's a big, big, big spot. Oregon number 37 in special teams efficiency. USC is number 52. USC a much better field goal kicking unit. But as far as kick returns, etc., blocking punts, all that, Oregon is a little bit better in that. Oregon, a more talented overall team, number 7 in overall talent at on 3. USC is number 17. When Oregon has the football, number 24 in points per scoring opportunity. USC is number 34 in points allowed per scoring opportunity. The difference there is that USC is number 130 in allowing scoring opportunities per game. That is when the opponent gets a first down inside your 40-yard line. And Oregon is number 45 in scoring opportunities per game. So Oregon will have plenty of chances once they get down there. And once they get there, USC's defense, number 7 in red zone conversion percentage. They're number 53 in red zone touchdown rate. Oregon's offense is number 21 in red zone touchdown rate. So you would imagine Oregon will be able to finish drives when they get into position to do so. Interesting for the Oregon defense is when USC is on offense. They are number 11 in points per scoring opportunity. They are number 13 in scoring opportunities per game. Oregon is only number 2 in scoring opportunities allowed per game, but they are number 50 in points per scoring opportunity. They are number 126 in defensive red zone touchdown rate. So if USC can get down there, they should be able to put up touchdowns instead of field goals. Just tossing it out there. Oregon is number 4 in 5 factors rank. USC is number 18. So in the overall things that win football games, Oregon is better, although both of them are inside the top 20, so it could come down to just a couple of plays here. I look at this, and current strength of schedule is number 36 for USC, number 31 for Oregon. Oregon doesn't have any massive wins on the schedule, so this game is gigantic for them. They can win this game, have only one loss on the season, and still not make it to the Big Ten title game, but they will almost certainly get a home playoff game if they win this one. If they lose it, they might not make the playoffs at all, even with 2 losses, because then they would be stuck behind USC, who also has 2 losses. USC 1-3 against the spread on the road, minus 3.3. Most of those are when they go outside of their time zone. They do not cover well in other time zones. This is in Eugene. They should be comfortable with this one. Oregon, 4-2 against the spread at home, plus 3.8, so there is a little bit of a difference there. I look at these two teams, and I think we might be overthinking it a little bit. I think that Oregon is the significantly better team. I think that they will put on a clinic here. And USC, yeah, they were able to handle Michigan at home. I don't think this Oregon team is Michigan. Oregon is significantly faster. I think that they've got enough people back from injury. I think they're going to be just fine. Best number I can get is 8.5. I will take the Ducks, minus 8.5. Game number 4, 2:30 p.m. Central Time, God's time zone on ABC. The Arkansas Razorbacks, still sitting at only 2 wins on the season. They are headed to the Texas Longhorns, who absolutely got housed last week at Georgia. Arkansas, 2-8 straight up, and yet they are power rated number 28 in the country because they are plus 18 point differential on the season. That is just crazy to think about. 34.10 offensive points per game, 32.30 defensive points per game. They lose in some of the most inexplicable ways possible. There's a huge discrepancy in turnover margin here. Arkansas, number 130 in turnover margin. Texas is number 12. Texas does not turn the football over, number 8 in giveaways per game. Arkansas is number 123 in giveaways per game. Arkansas can't generate a turnover, number 119 in takeaways per game. Texas is number 30 in takeaways per game. So you would have to imagine at some point Arkansas is going to turn the football over here, which is why this number is out to 9.5 or 10. Texas favored 9.5 to 10, depending on the book, 55.5 to 56.5 for the total, depending on the book. Arkansas, can't stop a nosebleed on defense, it feels like. But Texas's offense isn't exactly great. They can't run the football, and when you can't run the football, you rely on passing it. Bad news for Arkansas is they can't stop the pass either. They are number 58 in havoc. Texas is number 73 in havoc allowed. So if you can get after Arch Manning, maybe you can make him make a mistake. They just haven't really done that all year. So it is what it is. It's a very tough one to figure out exactly where the motivations lie. Arkansas, I think, wants that first win for Bobby Petrino. So they're going to go at it on offense, and this Texas defense is still really good. They're not great against the pass. They're number 72 in QBR allowed. They are number 42 in passing explosiveness allowed, number 63 in passing success allowed. And Arkansas is number 25 in PPA per pass, number 18 in yards per attempt, number 34 in QBR, number 11 in passing success rate, number 12 in passing explosiveness. They're pretty good. The issue might be Texas is number 14 in havoc, and Arkansas is number 87 in havoc allowed. So, yeah, if they can get after Taylon Green, they're probably going to get some interceptions off of this. Arkansas number 97 in interceptions thrown per pass attempt. So, running the ball, Arkansas is really good at running the football. Number 1 in rushing explosiveness. They're number 7 in PPA per rush, but Texas is number 5 in PPA allowed per rush. Who do you trust to take care of the football? I trust Texas. Do I think that they are 10 points better than Arkansas? No, because I don't know. That loss last week basically knocked them out of the playoff. They just got done playing Georgia. They have to play Texas A&M next week. And then you got Arkansas just right in the middle. I think Arkansas is more motivated to win this game than Texas is. When you look at 5 factors, Texas is number 14. Arkansas is number 36. When you do 5 factors plus talent, Arkansas number 24, Texas number 8. And these are two teams both with top 10 strength of schedules. So Arkansas has been playing pretty well against really good football teams. I know that my projected stat spread has Texas minus 10.18. Power rating, Texas minus 9.5. But the last 4 weeks only has Texas by a little less than 3 points. Even with the turnovers, even with all that, I think Arkansas hangs around in this thing, and I think they can make Texas really uncomfortable. Give me the Hogs. Best number is 10. I will take Arkansas plus 10 at Texas.
Are you tired of sore knees or joints slowing you down? Go Sleeves uses built-in kinesiology tape technology to give you support, reduce pain, and help you recover faster. Use code WCE for 15% off over at GoSleeves.com.
Make sure and jump in the comments. Let me know your picks on these games, because I might need some help with some of these. Motivation is certainly a factor in some, but I want to know what you are taking against the spread this week. But make sure and subscribe to the channel and like the video while you're at it. Game number 5, 2:30 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. Kentucky travels to Nashville. They're going to take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. Vanderbilt coming off of a bye, and Vandy right now favored by 9.5 to 10, depending on the book. Total of 53.5 to 54.5, and Kentucky all of a sudden has life. Got a big win over Tennessee Tech, who is not an awful FCS team. Massive win over Florida. They beat Auburn on the road. This is 3 straight wins for Kentucky, who now sits at 5-5. Very interesting. Vanderbilt 5-1 against the spread at home, plus 5.6. Kentucky 1-2 against the spread on the road, plus 0.3. Kentucky is interesting. Very interesting. In overall 5 factors rank, just raw 5 factors, Vanderbilt number 5, Kentucky up to number 28. When you do 5 factors plus talent, Vandy is number 10, Kentucky number 23. So there's not a huge difference between these two. Vanderbilt, not very good against the pass. I will tell you that. They are pretty good against the run. We'll start with Kentucky on offense. Kentucky is number 44 in points per scoring opportunity. Vanderbilt number 80. So Kentucky should be able to finish drives against this Vanderbilt defense. Vanderbilt as I said, can't stop the pass. Kentucky's numbers are getting better. This Boley kid is okay. Like, he can throw the football a little bit. They have figured out something with this offense. They are number 81 in PPA per pass, number 80 in yards per pass attempt, number 76 in QBR. Vandy's defense, number 104 in QBR allowed, number 121 in PPA allowed per pass. Interesting. Now, if Kentucky wants to run the football, which they do run it more than 54% of the time, they're number 24 in rushing success rate. Vandy is number 44 in rushing success allowed. That's going to be interesting on that side of the ball. I think Kentucky will be able to run the football some on these guys, and it'll open up at least enough of the passing game. On the other side, Mark Stoops' defense is really good, but what Vanderbilt does is unlike what anybody else does. They are number 4 in PPA per drive on offense, number 6 in offensive success rate, number 4 PPA per pass, number 5 PPA per rush. Kentucky's defense is good at slowing some teams down, but there are certain things that, points per scoring opportunity, for example. Vanderbilt, number 2 in the country in points per scoring opportunity. Kentucky's defense is number 86. Now, the difference there, and why this could end up being a closer game than you would think, is Vandy is number 81 in scoring opportunities per game. So, yeah, they're able to move the ball and whatnot, but they don't always get down there enough. I mean, they are number 107 in pace of play. Kentucky is number 66 in pace of play. If you don't have that many possessions, then you can't really get down there all that often. So 6.2 drives per game where Vanderbilt gets a first down inside the opponent 40-yard line. That's good for number 81 in the country. Kentucky, number 53, 5.78 drives per game where they allow the opponent to get a first down inside of their 40. Kentucky's defense is number 86 in points allowed per scoring opportunities. So both of these offenses should be able to put up points on the opposing team. And then it comes down to turnover margin, etc. Kentucky is number 101 in turnover margin, number 114 in giveaways per game. Vandy is number 51 in turnover margin, number 13 in giveaways per game. So Kentucky better at takeaways than Vandy. Vandy better at not turning the ball over than Kentucky. Vandy better on special teams. Vandy has more penalties per game. I mean, I think this is a tighter game than people would think. So Kentucky feeling good about themselves. We've got a total of 53.5 on this. It's up to 54.5 at some books. I think we see something interesting out of this. Kentucky is playing for a bowl game. You got to beat Vanderbilt or you got to beat Louisville, one or the other, and that'll get you to your 6th win. Vandy has got Tennessee next week. They are feeling the hype, right? That November air gets a little bit thicker, doesn't it? It might be a little bit harder to breathe in these waters because Vanderbilt's never been here before. I like that this one's at double digits already. I'm going with another road dog. Give me Kentucky plus 10 in Nashville to hang with Vandy. 3 p.m. Central Time on Fox. We got a Big 12 matchup. TCU going to Houston. And right now, Houston a 2.5 to 3-point favorite, depending on the book. Total of 54.5 across the board on this. My projected stat spread has Houston by 0.7 points. My power rating has Houston by 0.1 points. My last 4 weeks has Houston minus 10.5. TCU has not looked good. And that might be putting it mildly. They got just boat raced by BYU. And I don't even know how to properly explain that one because it was just a beating. Both of these teams outside the top 80 as far as special teams efficiency, although Houston is number 80 and TCU is number 115, so there is a massive difference. TCU number 26 in overall talent rank. Houston number 54, which is a step above what they were the past couple of years. This is a big-time spot for Houston. They are 8-2 on the season. They are 7-3 against the spread. Willie Fritz is doing big-time things, and they've got a real shot at winning 10 games this year, which is mind-blowing. Nobody is even thinking about this team. TCU 1-3-1 against the spread on the road, minus 4.8. Houston 3-2 against the spread at home this year, minus 2.7. So both teams play a little bit less than expected on average in this particular spot. Let's start with TCU on offense. Number 41 in points per scoring opportunity. Houston is number 110 in points allowed per scoring opportunity. So that Houston defense, not great at stopping drives, but they are number 12 in scoring opportunities allowed per game. So they do not let you get a first down inside their 40 very often. Some of that could be due to pace of play. Houston is number 57. TCU is number 71. Going to be interesting to watch. I think TCU, looking at 5 factors, TCU is number 46. Houston number 64. On the other side of the ball, when Houston has the ball, they're number 109 in PPA per drive. That's predicted points added per drive. TCU's defense is certainly their worst point on the field, their worst spot on the worst group on the field. And yet, Houston is really bad at running the football, and yet they try and run it over 57% of the time. They're number 132 in PPA per rush, number 90 in yards per rush, and they run it over 57% of the time. Number 107 in rushing success rate, and TCU is great at defending that. Houston, when they throw the football, they're pretty good at it. Number 40 in QBR, number 42 in yards per attempt. TCU is not good at defending the pass. They're number 84 in yards allowed per attempt, number 87 in QBR allowed. If Houston were to throw the football more, they would probably have more success against this particular matchup, but they are pretty hard-headed about running the football, so we'll see exactly what they end up doing. They are number 88 in points per scoring opportunity. TCU's defense number 59 in points allowed per scoring opportunity. Let's look at some red zone percentages. On offense, number 57 in red zone touchdown rate. They're number 82 in red zone appearances per game. TCU, number 51 in red zone appearances per game allowed. Number 72 in red zone touchdown rate. So if Houston gets down there, I would imagine that they're able to convert some of them. On the other side, TCU's offense is, really good at throwing the football. They kind of suck at running the football. Number 88 in rushing success rate, number 112 in PPA per rush, number 79 in red zone touchdown rate. But they are number 41 in points per scoring opportunity, as I mentioned before. But they get down there a lot. They're number 17 in red zone appearances per game. Houston is number 22 in red zone appearances allowed per game. But they're number 32 in red zone touchdown rate, so you're probably not going to get to score many touchdowns down there. If that is the case, you're talking explosive plays could really make or break this game. And as far as passing explosiveness, Houston number 83. TCU can eat them alive with that. So you look at current strength of schedule, TCU number 47, Houston number 73. I don't know if Houston has played a passing attack quite to this level, and TCU is looking to get things back on track after 2 straight losses. So I think TCU kind of opens things up. I think they can throw on Houston. Houston's out to 3. I will take TCU plus the 3 here.
Stop guessing and start winning. Stochastic provides advanced data and strategies for DFS players and bettors, built by pros who know how to find edges. Click the link in the description and sign up today.
Don't forget, when you like the video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel, go on down into the description and click on buymeacoffee.com/winningcures or bettingcfb.com. They're the same thing. But go and check that out over there, become a member, and join our little community. And on to game number 7, 6 p.m. Central Time, God's time zone on ESPN. Pitt is headed to Georgia Tech. And yes, Pitt got boat raced last week by Notre Dame. I'm pretty sure a lot of teams would have gotten boat raced by Notre Dame last week. But Pitt was also not all that worried about that game. Georgia Tech right now favored by 2.5 at home, a total of 61.5 to 62.5. And looking at the numbers, projected stat spread has Georgia Tech by 1.16. My power rating has Georgia Tech by 0.7. Last 4 weeks has got Georgia Tech by 0.37. So we were talking about a tight football game here. That is an odd implied score. What is going on with this database? I'll have to fix that. Anyway, so Georgia Tech number 32 in PPA margin. Pitt is number 35. Pitt has been playing significantly better with Mason Heinzel at quarterback than what they were early in the season. The offensive numbers still have not quite caught up. Still not great at running the football. A whole lot better at throwing the football, but that is totally a Cade Bell offense, right? They throw the ball the 18th most in the country. 55.44% of the time they are throwing it. Georgia Tech, on the other hand, they run the ball the 36th most in the country, over 55% of the time, and they are really good at it. The issue for Georgia Tech is that Pitt's defense is good at defending the run. Number 9 in PPA allowed per rush, number 5 in yards allowed per rush, number 3 in rushing success allowed, number 21 in rushing explosiveness allowed, number 3 in offensive line yards allowed, number 5 in stuff rate. This sounds like a Pat Narduzzi offense, or defense, excuse me. The offense is certainly weird, but Narduzzi at least has been adaptable enough to understand what his football team needs. I mean, this is still a 7-3 football team, right? Georgia Tech's offense is really good. Number 14 in PPA per drive. Pitt's defense is really good. Number 57 in PPA per drive allowed. Pitt's offense, number 66 in PPA per drive. Georgia Tech's defense is number 104. I mean, they let Boston College. There was 1,200 yards of offense in that game last week. Georgia Tech probably should not have beaten Boston College last week, and yet here we are. Georgia Tech 9-1 on the season. They are 4-1 against the spread at home, plus 4.2. Pitt is 3-1 against the spread on the road, plus 2.3. So this Pitt team has been playing pretty well on the road as well. Current strength of schedule, as bad as Pitt's schedule has been, Georgia Tech's has been worse. Number 88 in current strength of schedule. Pitt number 69. So let's take a look at who can finish drives, etc. Pitt, for as much as they get the ball up and down the field, they are number 3 in scoring opportunities per game. So 5.44 drives per game that they get a first down inside the – or sorry, this is completely backwards. Pitt on offense, 3.82 drives per game. That's not right either. Sorry. Number 4. Pitt's offense is number 4 in scoring opportunities per game. Sometimes I get going too quick, don't I? Sometimes. Pitt's offense, number 4 in the country in scoring opportunities per game. 8.67 drives per game that they get a first down inside the opponent 40. Georgia Tech's defense is number 47 in scoring opportunities allowed per game. But Pitt is number 65 in points per scoring opportunity. So they're not great at finishing drives. 3.82 points per possession that they get in, first down inside the opponent 40. That could also go on to tell you that Pitt is number 106 in offensive red zone touchdown rate, even though they're number 4 in red zone appearances per game. Just a little over half the time do they score a touchdown when they get inside the red zone. Not great. However, Georgia Tech, they're number 54 in points allowed per scoring opportunity, number 56 in red zone touchdown rate allowed. So let's see what that means. Georgia Tech is number 129 in takeaways per game. Pitt is number 21 in takeaways per game. As far as giveaways per game, Georgia Tech does not turn the ball over. Number 25 in giveaways per game. Pitt is number 114 in giveaways per game. So this is hat on hat. Let's see who can actually make the other blink at this point. Because Pitt wants to give you the ball, Georgia Tech doesn't want to take it. Georgia Tech doesn't want to give you the ball, Pitt wants to try and take it away. That's the way it works. On the other side, Georgia Tech on offense, number 63 in points per scoring opportunity. Pitt's defense, number 114. However, Pitt is number 3 in allowing first downs inside their 40. Georgia Tech is number 20 in that position. Georgia Tech, for whatever reason, has not been playing great. They're 9-1, but they're number 47 in 5 factors rank. Pitt is number 40. Pitt, a much better first-half team. Georgia Tech is slightly better in the second half, but they're still not as good as Pitt when it comes to, points per game margin, etc. I think Pitt can go down there and win this game in Atlanta. I think they're probably going to win the game. So with this thing sitting at 2.5 in favor of Georgia Tech, I showed you the last 4 weeks. Last 4 weeks, power rating and the projected stat spread all have Georgia Tech by less than this 2.5. That's the direction I'm going. So I don't trust this Georgia Tech defense, and I think Pitt's defense is just good enough to slow down Haynes King and company. I will take the freshman. I'll take the freshman quarterback over Haynes King here. Whew. That's a rough one. Give me Pitt plus 2.5. Game number 8, 6:30 p.m. Central Time. This one on ABC. Tennessee heads to Florida. Vols fans are having nightmares already about this. Tennessee a 3.5-point favorite, total of 57.5. And make the numbers make sense. It has been since 2003 that Tennessee has won in Gainesville. 2003. 22 long years. Coaches have come and gone for both programs, and yet one thing remains true. The Vols cannot win in Gainesville. If there were ever a time for that to change, it should be this season. It should. But, alas, here we are. We're looking at a spread that's just a touch over a field goal. My power rating has Tennessee by 3.6. My projected stat spread has Tennessee -8. And yet, the numbers over the last 4 weeks, even with the blowout loss to Kentucky, because I believe most of that was in garbage time, I would have Florida favored by 18.8 points, just based on the last 4 weeks of play. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Okay. Tennessee's current strength of schedule is number 28. Florida's is number 2. 5 factors rank, Tennessee is number 19. Florida is number 52. If you do 5 factors plus talent, Tennessee number 16, Florida number 27. You look at points per game differential, Tennessee number 21, Florida is number 94. Tennessee is not great on defense. That has been their problem all year. Now, they're number 42 in defensive PPA allowed per drive. They're number 89 in defensive success rate allowed, number 105 in rushing success allowed. Florida, number 27 in rushing success rate. They're number 77 in overall offensive success rate. Very interesting, because when you look at it, you think that Tennessee can stop the run. They're number 26 in yards allowed per rush. They're number 37 in rush rate, number 46 in rushing explosiveness allowed, number 25 in offensive line yards, etc. Florida is number 27 in rushing success, but they're number 94 in yards per rush, number 38 in offensive line yards, number 30 in stuff rate. Some of this has to do with who you have played. And Florida has played some tough defenses. So, let's look at when Tennessee has the football. Number 18 in PPA per pass, number 15 in yards per pass attempt, number 20 in QBR. Florida's defense, number 77 in PPA allowed per pass, number 104 in yards allowed per attempt, number 77 in QBR. They're number 101 in passing explosiveness, and they are number 90 in havoc rate. So if they can't get after the quarterback, it could be a really long day. I already wonder if it's going to be a really long day, because I don't know how many times Florida can get back up off the mat, right? They were in the game in Oxford until the very end. Right quick, Florida 2-2 against the spread, minus 1.6 against the number at home. Tennessee 1-2 against the spread, but they are +2 against the spread away from home. It's very interesting numbers. All of these different numbers would lead you to believe that you should be taking Tennessee here. Pace of play, Tennessee is number 1 in the country. Florida is number 88, so Florida's going to try and slow them down. Points per play margin, turnover margin, both of these teams not great at preventing turnovers. Florida's number 114 in giveaways per game. Tennessee number 96. Tennessee is number 14 in takeaways per game. Florida is number 43 in takeaways per game. This Tennessee offense number 10 in points per scoring opportunity, so they're pretty good at finishing drives. Florida's defense is number 60 in points allowed per scoring opportunity. On the other side, Florida number 69 in points per scoring opportunity. Tennessee number 105. So if Florida gets down there, they should be able to put up some points. Kind of the same thing with Tennessee. If they get down there, they should be able to put up points. We're talking 22 years of history. But I think when a team finally gets over the hump, they completely blow it out of the water, right? Like back when Tennessee could not beat Alabama for years and years, this is back in the mid-90s, when Peyton Manning was a sophomore, they went to Birmingham. They had not beaten Alabama in 8 years. It had taken a very long time. And they just opened a can of whoop-ass on them. 41-14. Peerless Price was thrown an 80-yard touchdown pass on the first play of the game. Stuff like that is how these things typically go. This Florida team, I don't know how much is left in the tank, right? They have put up fights, and then you saw what it looked like when everything just crashed out on them. Like Kentucky beat them 38-7. Josh Heupel won't take his foot off the gas if he gets them in a precarious position. No, I don't trust the Tennessee defense, but I do think that they will have enough explosive plays, etc. I mean, Florida is they've had so many guys hurt, all this kind of stuff. I don't think they can keep hanging on. I'm going against 22 years of history. Give me the Tennessee Volunteers minus 3.5 on the road to finally get the Florida monkey off their back.
Why struggle doing everything yourself? On Fiverr, you can hire professionals for just about anything. Marketing, editing, design, and more. Save time, get it done right. Click the link in the description to get started.
Don't forget, you need to subscribe to the channel. It's free. I don't ask for much. But if you would subscribe to the channel and make sure and like the video, share it out with your friends. I think there's like a hype button you can press too. Hype that thing up. I would certainly appreciate that. And jump in the comments as well. I want to know your picks on these games. Toss them in there. Game number 9 takes us to the Big 12, and Cincinnati is hosting BYU, who is a potential playoff team, even though they got shellacked by Texas Tech. But everybody's getting shellacked by Texas Tech other than Arizona State, so it is what it is. BYU currently a 2.5-point favorite. This one's 7 p.m. Central Time on Fox. A total of 54 to 54.5, depending on the book. Cincinnati did not look good last week against Arizona. Arizona's defense really was able to stifle them, and BYU looking to do the same thing here. My projected stat spread has BYU minus 3.75. My power rating has BYU minus 3.6. My last 4 weeks actually has BYU minus 10.87. So Cincinnati has fallen off pretty drastically. You look at the 5 factors rank. Number 16 for BYU, number 21 for Cincy. And yet, when Cincy has gone up against better competition, they have not looked good. Like, not even close. BYU was able to beat Utah. It was only by 3, but it is what it is. Cincy got shellacked by Utah. Cincy's current strength of schedule is number 57. BYU is number 27. So there is a massive difference there. BYU number 21 in PPA margin, Cincy number 24. Let's look at when Cincinnati has the football. They're number 6 in points per scoring opportunity. BYU's defense is number 33. However, Cincy is number 58 in scoring opportunities per game. That's when you get a first down inside the opponent 40. BYU is number 50 at preventing scoring opportunities per game. On the other side, BYU is number 49 in points per scoring opportunity. That Cincy defense is number 64. BYU is number 10 in scoring opportunities per game. So 7.78 drives per game that they get a first down inside the opponent 40. Cincy is number 68 at allowing scoring opportunities per game. I wonder about this. Like, this BYU team is just a good overall fundamental football team. They are better on defense than they are on offense. And vice versa for Cincinnati. The issue is that Cincy, they want to be able to run the football. And, yeah, that's kind of the weakness of the BYU defense, except that even that's really not that bad, right? Cincy is number 4 in yards per rush. BYU's defense is number 38. Cincy number 1 in offensive line yards. BYU is number 50 in offensive line yards allowed. Let's look on the other side. BYU wants to run the football. They're number 19 in PPA per rush, number 24 in yards per rush. Cincy's defense, number 91 in PPA per rush allowed, number 68 in yards allowed per rush. And then as far as the defensive line versus the offensive line, BYU number 33 in offensive line yards. Cincy is number 112 in offensive line yards allowed. It's only 2.5. I know that, this is a letdown spot or BYU's going on the road. Well, Cincy is 3-3 against the spread at home, +4. BYU is 3-2 against the spread on the road, +4.5. BYU is playing really good football right now, and they are in the driver's seat to get to the Big 12 title game to face Texas Tech again. I haven't seen anything out of Cincinnati to lead me to believe that they can handle BYU in the trenches. That's the direction I'm going with this. I'm going with another road favorite. Give me BYU -2.5. Game number 10 takes us late night inside the Pac-12 or the Big 10. It's the Big 10. Washington goes to UCLA, and Washington currently favored by 10.5 points, total of 52.5. This one's at 9:30 p.m. Central Time, God's time zone, on NBC. Surprising that NBC would have a late night game, but regardless, that's where we are. Washington, good gracious. UCLA's current strength of schedule is number 8. Washington, number 41, so there is a big difference there. Nico was held out of the Ohio State game due to a concussion. My guess is he will be back here. My guess is that it won't necessarily matter unless Washington is just not all that focused on this one. They do have Oregon coming up next week. UCLA does have USC. I don't think UCLA is overlooking anybody right now. Washington is not great away from home as far as the spread is concerned. They are 1-3 against the number, -3.6. UCLA is even worse than that. At home, UCLA is 1-4 against the spread this year, -9.3. So they had that fun little thing in the middle of the season, and then they've gone back to just not being able to do hardly anything. They cannot run the football. They can throw it some whenever Nico's in, but they're still not great at that. Let me take that back. Their defense can't stop anybody, right? They are just atrocious. Number 130 in PPA allowed per rush, number 109 in PPA allowed per pass. Washington should be able to do whatever they want to on offense. Damon Williams is going to have a field day here. Washington, number 16 in PPA per pass, number 11 in PPA per rush. Washington is number 17 in points per scoring opportunity. UCLA is number 134 in points allowed per scoring opportunity. I don't see UCLA being able to stop them at all. At all. Now, on the other side, when UCLA has the ball, they're number 108 in points per scoring opportunity. Washington's defense is number 39. So they'll let you move the ball some. Like, they're number 103 in available yards margin, but they don't let you finish drives. Defensive red zone conversion percentage, they're number 58, 83.33%, but they are number 27 in red zone touchdown rate allowed. UCLA is number 80 in red zone touchdown rate. Now, they kick field goals and whatnot when they get down there, but that's about it. And you can't be trading touchdowns for field goals. The projected stat spread, did I already tell you the spread on this? Washington -10.5 is the spread, total of 52.5. My projected stat spread has Washington by about 13.5 points. Power rating has Washington minus 10.9. And yes, home field is included in that. Last 4 weeks would have Washington by 28.5 points. I think we get closer to the last 4 weeks. Tossing out the Wisconsin game, Washington on the West Coast is going to put up crazy points. I expect them to demolish UCLA here. UCLA going back home after that Ohio State game. They're beat up. Washington, it feels like a first half game, right? Score a lot of points early. Like Washington is number 65 in first half point margin. UCLA is way worse, number 114 in first half point margin. And yet my projected first half here is Washington minus 2.9. I ain't buying that. I think Washington comes out early, gets on them. Yeah, I know Washington is not a great first half team. But even still, like this is going to be one of those games where I think Washington could cover every number. So I might start looking at alt lines and stuff like that. If this thing drops below 10 for whatever reason, it's an automatic for me. But for today's show, we make picks on this show. I think Washington is the significantly better team. So give me the Huskies minus 10.5. All right, let's recap that bad boy. Missouri plus 9.5, SMU minus 3, Oregon minus 8.5, Arkansas plus 10, Kentucky plus 10, TCU plus 3, Pitt plus 2.5, Tennessee minus 3.5, BYU minus 2.5, Washington minus 10.5. Not the greatest slate in the world, but it is still college football, and we've only got so many Saturdays left in this regular season, so we better appreciate it while we can. I'll take you that. All right, do me a favor, go to buymeacoffee.com/winningcures, become a member, hang out with me over there along with our other group of quite a few people that have joined up over there. I appreciate the patronage and the friendship. We'll just call it friendship because you guys are my friends. I really appreciate this community. But do that. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, jump in the comments, all that good stuff. I like talking to you guys. All right, and if you feel like hitting me up old school, Gary at winningcureseverything.com. I don't check it all the time, but I will check it as much as I can. With that said, let's get out of here. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. God bless college football, and hopefully all of your tickets cash this week.
Thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Subscribe, leave a review or comment, follow at GaryWCE on X, and check out the web store,